Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3POA podcast, episode 20. I'm your host, Laserpants, also known as Ryan. Glad to see you all here tonight, this beautiful Saturday evening. Before we get started, I need to address some drama that's been going on in the toy community. There's been a lot of YouTubers addressing this problem. A lot of people calling other people out for this issue that began. And I just want to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my friend Tony. Because on the last episode of the 3POA podcast, I gave Bobby an intro, his own intro. And I didn't have one for Tony. And I just feel bad. So I want to make up for that tonight. So, I am joined, as always, by my good friend and yours, the man behind Analog Toys, Desert Rat himself, Mr. Tony Roberts. Welcome, Tony. You got your own intro now, bro. Tony, hey. I said I was sorry. You all right there? Oh, and you're nursing a hangover. Oh.
I'm hungover, but I'm not that hungover.
Oh. How do you like the intro?
That music suits me, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Am I
right.
Puddles the Clown?
I mean, clown. For
Yeah.
sure. No. All right. And we are also joined by my other good buddy, the man behind Action Force and the CEO of Valaverse, the one, the only, Bobby Vala. There we go. You guys are just chugging tonight. Jeez. You gotta catch up, man. Wow. So how's it going?
It's going great now.
Yeah. You're not feeling too hungover like Tony, huh?
I am not, but I probably will tomorrow.
Yeah. Is that the honey stuff? The
only Jack I will consume is Jack Honey.
Very nice. And from our good buddy, a super chat, Sal Vader. Thank you so much. Wow, nice super chat. He says, first question. First question. Why come you all make my wee tingo?
So, Sal, I was just about to message you. So you hear the chat. I'll just talk to you. So Sal just popped up in the group chat, and he said, "Good. He needed new merch anyway." Talking about the new 3POA merch. I know you're going to talk about later, Ryan, because Sal can't find his shirt. Sal, you loaned me that 3POA shirt at Joe Fest, and I didn't steal it. I just didn't give it back, and now it's here in Australia. So that's where your 3POA shirt went.
Now listen, you kind of just gave something away that I was saving. Who runs this show, Tony? Is it you?
Look, they don't call me Tony Steal the Thunder Roberts for nothing.
Well, since Tony gave it away, might as well announce it. Link is in the description, and I just put the link in the live chat. I'm going to share my screen, which I should have already done, but I was too busy making fun of Tony.
Boom.
There it is. I put together a 3POA merch store on redbubble.com. Redbubble.com/people/3POA podcast. These are the first 3 designs. I have more coming, but there they are. Link in the description. If you want something, grab something. Right now they're running buy 4, get 25% off. Buy 10, get 50% off. If you buy 10 items, I'll send you a figure of my choice.
Hey, Tony, I don't know about you, man, but I'm not really feeling the love here, man.
No, this I don't know why this is the 3POA podcast
right?
merch store. This looks like a Laser Pants. This is laserpants.com for t-shirts.
You want me to sell your logos on my store? I will.
Tony, you want to go start a new channel?
Not really. It's a lot of effort.
I mean, I'll throw a Valaverse logo up there, and reap the rewards.
I don't want to be an afterthought.
Okay, all right.
Nope.
Man, I didn't want to get taken to court, man. I didn't want to get, what's that, copyright infringement? I'd be stealing.
Oh, man.
Okay. So there's that. So once Tony, drink some more Gatorade, man.
I'm drinking my tea first, then the Gatorade.
Okay. All right. Nursing that bottle of wild turkey this morning. Last night for you. Yeah. So we're taking user questions tonight, or user questions, subscriber questions, and I have some that I saved from Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, you can do that at facebook.com/3POA podcast. But before that, before the show started, Tony, you were saying you had some new acquisitions you wanted to show and talk about.
Yeah, a little bit. So, well, the first one, I found this in Kmart, and I thought we might actually use this on the show tonight.
Oh, you guys got Kmart's?
A Marvel Comics trivia box.
I like that.
I bought it yesterday. This is sealed, so this is just a whole bunch of cards with questions and answers. So there's no cheating here. It's a sealed box. I might open it up, and in fact, let's go for it.
Let's do it. You want to knock out a few questions first?
Huh?
I mean, if it's between me and Bobby, I'll crush the competition. It's no contest.
I mean, probably.
Proves they're still sealed.
It's not like I used to work on the Marvel Legends brand or anything, but
Dude, I remember years ago. Me and a couple of friends, we were playing Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit, and I was the first one to go, and they never got to go. I just kept going, and I just ended the game. Just one turn. It was gross. That's probably how you will be compared to me. Wow. Unless it's like some 90s Spider-Man.
All right, well Tony opens that. Go ahead.
This is from Kmart. This could be really good or really dumb.
We don't have Kmart here anymore.
I know. I used to love Kmart.
Yeah. And the best thing about Kmart, like before they shut down in my area like 4 years ago, you'd walk into Kmart and you were like walking back in time until like 1987 because nothing had changed.
Yeah.
Same adverts, same shelving.
It was the only store that never changed their look. You know,
I don't think they could afford
Toys R Us changed, KB changed, but it never changed.
Yeah, I don't think Kmart could afford to. So, Tony, while you're figuring that thing out, there was one question from Chris Ray. Chris, let me know how to say your last name. He says, "What product does Laser Pants use on his beard?" Odd question. And where is the heat gun if it didn't make it to Valicon? Well, the heat gun I keep right next to me. It's always handy, right here.
Yeah, in a drop leg holster.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then beard product, just a little Detroit Stronghold mustache wax. That's all you need, baby. Thanks for asking, Chris. It's a
How
weird
come-
question.
How come your beard always
Detroit
gets like,
Stronghold mustache wax.
Yeah. Otherwise, get the hairs going into your mouth. You don't want that.
yeah?
The hairs of your beard went in my mouth.
Oh,
Oh
God.
God,
Oh, God.
just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah.
How come Ryan's beard gets like all the recognition?
You have a better beard than me. I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I put a lot of effort into this beard.
But your hair grows in right here.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, Tony, let's have a question.
You don't shave that, Ryan?
I do because what does grow in, it just looks bad. So I just shave it.
All right, so there's two questions on this one, and like one of them's real easy and the other one isn't. So I don't know. We'll go the easy one. Sam Wilson fought as an Avenger under what superhero alter ego?
Stop it.
Falcon?
Yeah, easy question. But then we get true or false. Hala is the homeworld of the Chitauri.
Oh. I don't know.
False.
Chitauri? Wait, what was it?
The Chitauri, the things from Avengers 1.
Yeah, but what was it? Was it a true or false question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true or false. Hala is the homeworld of the Chitauri.
True. I don't know.
No, Bobby's right. It was false. Hala is the homeworld of the Kree.
Ah, okay. Anything better than that?
I'm struggling, bro.
What?
It's been the worst $10 I ever spent.
We did get a super chat from DZW75, the winner of our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. What's up, man? He says, love seeing everyone in the chat and love seeing you three gents. Thank you, 3POA, for the Deadpool, SH Figure Arts Deadpool, and the Steel Brigade Commander helmet.
Oh, good. You got it. Awesome.
Y'all are freaking amazing. Especially me, right? All right.
Yeah, of course.
One more question, Tony? One more trivia? Or you want to move on?
Let me find a good one.
And Bobby, you're playing with that.
The ramen Quicksilver.
I got one. I sold it 2 days after I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but I will say I was watching some reviews. One on Kato's collection, his YouTube channel. Watch that review. In the comments, Ramen Toys responded to all the complaints, and they were super cool about it. And they were like, "Hopefully, we can do better in the future. Here's what we were constrained by." I was like, "Okay, already I really like Ramen Toys. I want to buy another figure from them. Give them another chance." But the Quicksilver didn't do it for me. So
yeah, right. Which figure was that reviewed on Kato's collection?
That one Bobby's holding, the Quicksilver.
Okay.
Silverhawks.
I haven't seen that video yet.
Happy Accident, he's got a good unboxing review video as well.
He got one too.
Yeah.
Neil Hill says Ace from Ramen is a good dude.
So Ace actually, like I've never talked to him or anyone from Ramen. I ordered this because I was just curious about it. However, I thought that they kind of had nothing to do with Super 7, and I guess they do because Super 7's logo's on the box, and I was like, ugh. But I was like, nah, it's all right. It's all Ramen's doing anyway. But when mine was getting ready to ship, Ace reached out to me and was like, hey, I recognize your name, love what you're doing with Action Force. We're gonna prioritize your shipping, quick to get yours out. Love to hear what you think of it. And I was like, wow, that was cool. So, it was nice to talk to him a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. Haven't they just announced the Masked Thunderhawk? Is that the next thing?
Star. They're doing Brave Star. Call him the Marshal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, Beast Boy wants to know, so should I wait for Super 7? And then you say don't need the articulation. So if you don't care about the articulation that much, I think the Ramen Toys is a great figure.
Yeah.
My issues with it were
buy a high quality statue.
the Ramen Toy. The head can't look up.
Can't look up.
His double joints only go to 90.
Yeah.
degrees.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of issues with it, but if you're looking for a good representation of Silverhawks and you don't care about the articulation, the last thing you want is the Super 7 one. The thing is gray. This is silver. I would get this figure over that one.
What is that one selling for now?
I can't remember. I think when I bought it, they were having some like early bird sale or something like that. So it was only like $80 or something. Yeah, I remember it being like way cheaper than I expected for an import. You know?
Okay.
And especially this whole figure's covered with deco. Like all that silver is sprayed. It's not molded. And it's like, you know, besides the logo on the back of the box, I'm really like, it's all shiny. I'm like, I like this box.
Yeah, the presentation was really nice. And I like the magnets and Tallyhawk's feet. You could magnetize them to Quicksilver's arm. That was really cool.
Yeah, I'm a little mixed about the magnets, especially on the face. You don't need them on the face. I feel like that was a wasted cost.
Yeah.
But I mean the Tallyhawk is a nice touch. You know, if he had pegs, I wouldn't mind. And if there were holes in his arms, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost be okay with that and save the cost from the magnets and put that cost into something else.
Okay. Well, Neil says it's selling for about $99. So I think that's a little above retail. Now, I think also they only made like 1,000 of them. So if you want one, don't wait too long because that price is going to go up. So we're taking subscriber questions. So put them in the chat and I'll look for some good ones.
Sorry, real quick. I think we should kind of let the listeners, the subscribers know that, you know, when we were coming up with the idea for this week's show, you know, we got together and we said, you know, it would be great if we threw it back to you guys. As loyal as you all are, why don't we make the show about you guys? We want to hear from you. We know we don't get to every comment on the normal shows, but we want to take this opportunity to thank you all and to show how much we care about what you guys are saying and make this show about you.
Yeah. When we did the Valiverse stream last week, that was a lot of fun. We just took questions and answer stuff about Action Force. And we can do that tonight too. Action Force or anything else. Anything else. Like you can ask Tony about.
Bobby was trying to show off product samples of Series 3, and you just ended up answering super chats for an hour.
We got slammed with super
That's
chats.
right. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of action figures that can't look up, Ryan, so you've got that fat Thor and you put your laser pants head on it. Does that look up?
Oh, here it is. Yeah. I don't know why you got to say fat. It's a little husky.
Big boned.
Cuddly Thor with the laser pants head. Can that figure look up? Because it doesn't need to. Because ever since you got monetized, you always just look down at everyone.
You can look up now. Look at the ball peg. See, yeah, you can set it there. Oh,
so it doesn't have the old disc. It has that new Black Series Mattel. Yeah.
So they have one.
Man.
Huh?
I think you lose range of motion on that type of articulation.
You can the way they're doing it. So what you need to do is you need to have another one at the bottom of the neck. So the neck moves in two spots. You got movement down here at the body, right? The neck is a separate piece, and then at the top of the head. But they put the peg, the way they put it in the neck is it's not big enough, and it's too far down. So, I mean, this head, it's not a good example because it doesn't peg in there properly. There's just some blue tack. But on Thor, now Thor has hair. It can't look up as well, but there's a way to do it with figures that don't have hair that can look up just fine. Just like a disc hinge. And then also you get more tilt like this with the double ball peg. With the disc hinge, you usually get very little movement side to side. That what some people call attitude. So, I mean, there's
because I think even with the double, when you were talking about it needs the top and bottom, I still think you don't get good range of motion in it. I mean, I've tested a lot, but it's also like a user thing.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to some questions. Brian King. He says, Tony, do you have the Palatoy Action Force Wolverine?
I have the Palatoy Action Force SAS Wolverine. In 1985, they brought out a Wolverine in a green color. It wasn't the same green as the G.I. Joe Wolverine. And weirdly, the driver was Rock and Roll, but they renamed him. And I can't remember what they called him. But Rock and Roll. So I don't have the 1985 one, but I have the black SAS one, yeah.
Cool. And how many beers did you have last night?
You know how sad it is. I actually know how many I had. So in Australia, we buy beer by the carton. So a carton's got 4 6-packs in it, 24 beers. I had 18 beers and a large chunk of wild turkey last night. There's only 1 6-pack left in the fridge.
I'd be in the ER if I drank that much.
Right?
Yeah, I probably should be in the ER, but I thought I can't let the 3POA down.
Yeah. Daniel Dorian wants to know, Ryan, what do you and Bobby think of larger scale figures such as 10 and 12-inch toy lines? So like Hot Toys, I think they're really cool. It's just not for me.
Yep.
I have to focus down for to one scale just so I keep the collection somewhat reasonable.
Look, I think Daniel Dorian's being polite here. What he's asking you guys is, what do you think of Palatoy's Action Man? There's a reason he didn't put my name on that question.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone knows you like him. I have no nostalgic attachment to Action Man, the old 12-inch toy line, so not for me.
Yeah.
But cool. Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally down for 12-inch. It's, again, I would love to get into it. If I did, it would be hard. But the 10-inch, I can't get behind. I feel like, 3 3/4/4-inch. What is that? 1/18, 1/12, 1/6. Like that's to me, that's it. There shouldn't be anything in between that. It's like McFarlane's 7-inch figures and these weird 10-inch figures. There's just not enough in the marketplace to like warrant it. It's like the scales are so established, it's hard can't start a new scale. So what's the point of doing 10-inch? Either you drop it down and add more to it, or you just go up those extra 2 inches. So 10 inches is odd. 12-inch I can totally get behind.
All right, World Made of Cardboard. Tony, as a combat veteran, just how big was that cat from which you had to be saved by a guy in his underwear?
That cat was. You ever seen American Werewolf in London?
Yeah. Paris. I saw the sequel only, actually.
Well, man, you haven't watched any classic 80s films apart from Star Wars, have you?
You can watch D's Nuts, okay? How about that?
Oh,
got him.
Oh.
No, so
hold on.
For those who don't know what Hold on. Yeah.
No, continue. You gotta keep it going. Keep it going.
I can't. We'll get demonetized.
Oh, that's right.
That whole gangster element was destroyed by the fact that you had to ask everyone to stop, and then it took
I know. Excuse me, sir. Please hold on while I. Please, 1 minute while I bust this cap, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. For those who don't know what a World Made of Cardboard's talking about, I think it was on the last day of Iconicon. I was up. Not the last day, but the last day that I was at Retro Blasting, I was up really early in the morning, and one of the Retro Blasting cats all of a sudden decided it didn't like me, and I was trying to get from my bedroom down the hallway and down the stairs to the kitchen, and this cat blocked the way, and then I ended up feeling like that guy in the London Underground who was getting chased by the American Werewolf in London. That's how big and scary that cat was.
All right. Impossible Pie. Question for Bobby: was 6-inch always the plan, or was there any idea of going with 3.75? Are the tooling costs between the two scales much different?
Always the plan. So interesting note is that when I was at Hasbro, I was working on the Universe line, which went through a bunch of names. At the end, it was called Legends, but the 4-inch figure line. It got to the point where that line wasn't profitable anymore because the cost to tool a 4-inch figure was not all that different from tooling a 6-inch figure. So you could tool a 6-inch figure and charge, I think it was 15 or 20 bucks at the time, or tool a 4-inch figure, not as many accessories, and you're charging 15 for it. So it just made sense from a profitability standpoint on their end to do, to phase out 4-inch and go with 6-inch. I had always said Marvel survives based on single scales. So, you had Toy Biz stuff, 6-inch. Hasbro got it. They had a little bit of 6-inch, and then they said, no, fuck that. We're going to go 4-inch. But 4-inch was the only thing there was, which is why it survived and why it did so well. And then when it got really, really good in like 2012, new bodies, all new sculpts, really awesome figures started coming out. They were like, hey, we're pretty greedy. Why don't we bring back 6-inch? And they brought back 6-inch. And I said, 4-inch is probably going to die. I was like, because one scale will always win out. Star Wars is the outlier. Star Wars is the one where, both scales, survive. And that's because Star Wars had a dedicated 4-inch or 3 3/4 inch scale. The interesting thing is, say Hasbro did like Pursuit of Cobra style G.I. Joe as a 4-inch while they're doing classified. I wonder how that would go, because there's still a lot of hardcore 1/18 scale Joe fans. Now, for Action Force, it was always 6-inch, because the reason I did 6-inch military line is because when I was at Hasbro and G.I. Joe 3 was being worked on, I worked on the 6-inch line. We got all the way up to tooling, and then they said, yeah, we're going to axe that line. So I was bummed, and I thought that it was the wrong move by upper management. Me and only a few people that weren't allowed to speak up knew that. And it turns out it was the right move, because look, G.I. Joe sells without there being entertainment. Mm-hmm. So that's why I had always planned to do 6-inch military.
Cool. All right. Keith Knight, thank you very much for the super chat. Hello, you sexy beasts. What female superhero would you be and why? And who do the others think you would be and why? That's a good question. Who wants to start? Oh, Tony. Okay. She-Hulk.
Love me some Hulk.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Love me some Hulk. Recently got this figure. Really like this figure. Don't want to get the Disney Plus figure that's coming out. Don't want that one in all the purple spandex. But yeah, I'd be She-Hulk.
Bobby?
Yeah. I'm a DC guy. I mean, she didn't have any superpowers, but Talia al Ghul, she is the daughter of my favorite Bat villain. She was pretty badass. I'd probably pick something simple like Supergirl, just because, listen, at the end of the day, it would be awesome to be Superman. So wait, if I could be a hot version of Superman, I'll take that all day long.
Well, since you picked Supergirl, I'll go with Wonder Woman.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all know you'd be Kitty Pryde, really.
Well, I could phase through walls. That'd be kind of cool.
It's just because you want a little pet dragon.
Yeah. Oh, I would have a pet dragon. That'd be cool. Yeah, Lockheed. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Keith, for the super chat. David R., are there any plans for a gear kit for the Swarm Sentry?
No, there's not. Stop asking.
Look, someone's gonna. Go ahead.
I don't have one planned at the moment, but maybe.
Okay. Art wants to see nipples. Okay. Here we go. Greg. Bobby, do you have a fave vehicle from Analog Toys vehicle stream yesterday you would love to see made?
So admittedly, I only caught the part of the stream where I gave a super chat just because I wanted to hear him say my name. But yeah, so I don't know what he talked about. Probably don't really care that much either. But
well,
yeah.
so the topic was vehicles that I believe Hasbro could do it, like realistically do at retail. So, for me, the number one on my list would be the Cobra Ferret. I think they can do that at retail. It's a very, very good vehicle. Yep. The Night Landing, but I would like to see Valaverse do that. Just give us a blow molded dinghy with an outboard motor and Wars and stuff.
You know what I would love, and this probably doesn't really relate, and it's a vehicle, but I want them to do a deluxe stalker with the canoe, because
cool.
that was one of my all-time favorite figures, was that 89 stalker with the canoe. So it'd be cool if they did that.
Yeah, but it would be even cooler if Valaverse did that, because we had the Palatoy SAS.
That's right.
Silent Attack.
That's right.
Canoe,
you know what I could
predates the Stalker canoe by several years.
You know what I could do? I could do a version of Rollout with Arctic gear and put him in a box with a canoe. That would ruffle some feathers.
Oh, man. Okay. John Stinsman, thank you. Tony, do you have a Pulsar in your collection? If not, you need one to truly complete your 70s awesomeness collection.
I've got an incomplete Pulsar, like the it's missing a disc inside his head and some of his clothes. If I was to add a Pulsar to the collection, being the kind of guy that I am, I would have to go out and get the play set and all the other stuff as well. So just the figure would not complete it for me. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested in adding some Pulsar stuff to my collection. Ryan, you look confused. You don't know what Pulsar is?
Yeah, for the guys like me who don't know.
Yeah, so Pulsar was kind of Mattel's response to $6 Million Man in the 1970s. So Kenner was doing $6 Million Man figures, obviously based on the TV show, and then Mattel came out with a similarly scaled figure called Pulsar, and it wasn't based on any kind of property. They just invented it.
Now, listen, I recently received a box from Mattel. Legit received a box of stuff from Mattel. Look at that.
Pulsar, yeah. Yeah, so the original one was a 13-inch figure, 12-inch figure.
So when I opened this box, I was excited because it said Secret Wars. And I was like, Mattel's going to do Secret Wars again?
Ooh.
No way. And I opened it, and it was Big Jim and Major Matt Mason, and Pulsar, and they're all on, like, Secret Wars style bodies.
There's some big quasi card boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't opened them yet. I teased making a video about this box Mattel sent me, and I shot it twice, and it sucked. This stuff sucks. Like I don't know. It's all going to Toys for Tots, so don't ask me for it. I got the Hot Wheels Mario Kart Princess Peach. Got a Ghost Rider. Hot Wheels. This is actually going to Colossal Customs. Buddy of mine. He said he wants that, so I'm going to send that to him. It's like a Razor Crest from Mattel. And then this one said like something convention exclusive, something or other. I was like, oh, cool. This will be cool. A Minecraft figure. Come on, guys.
Hey, hold on to that. I think my son's a big Minecraft fan, unless yours is.
Your kid can have it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And then there was and I already showed Tony this. I'm surprised he didn't want it. But I guess you're not much of a Lego guy, but there was a He-Man. It's not a full Castle Grayskull. It's just like one tower. Like, I don't know. It's Mega Blocks. Something. The box is all crushed. I don't know.
When I moved house and I was setting up the new studio, you can't quite see it. In the corner here, I've got Castle Grayskull with Point Dread on the top, and I've got maybe half a dozen Origins figures there.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of my entire Masters of the Universe collection went into storage because for some reason I'm over it. I don't know.
Yeah. And then they sent me this Edna mode from Incredibles, which kind of looks like a import figure. The way it's tons of accessories, swappable parts. Like if you're into the Incredibles, like this is actually a pretty cool figure. But whatever. Toys for Tots it is. All right. M. Vargo, thank you very much for the super chat. Just stopping by to say howdy. Catch the replay later. Bobby, when are we going to get insert obligatory thing here in the line? Thank you, M. Vargo.
He's talking about the Mag 58 vehicles, Desert Rat version 2, and gear packs for the females.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Moonlight 47. Thank you very much. Question for everyone. Any already released or vintage figures, vehicles, playsets you're kicking your tires on getting at the moment? For me, it's the Rambo playset, the Coleco Rambo. What's it called?
The Savage Strike Headquarters.
Savage Strike Headquarters. That would be like the one vintage playset I would want, and just to go with Action Force stuff. Anyone else? Got anything?
Tony?
Yep. So recently I got a really nice carded 1989 Toy Biz Batman from Reclaimers Vintage Toys. And if you were able to hack my computer and go into my eBay and look at my watch list at the moment, I'm currently watching a bunch of loose figures, a loose boxed Batmobile, a Batcave playset. So I'm thinking over between now and Christmas, I'm going to try and complete the 1989 wave of Batman toys because I want to make a video about it. So looking at it, I kind of priced it up the other day. It's probably about $1,000 worth of loose toys for me to then make a video that might bring in about $22 in ad revenue. So you're welcome, fans. You're welcome.
All right. Bobby?
I've got a question for the audience.
Okay.
Would someone like to see me do a comprehensive, like the type of videos that I do about 89 Batman toys?
Yes.
Well, but would you do 89 Toy Biz and then would you go into the Kenner Dark Knight?
No, I think the Kenner Dark Knight would be a separate video.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that'd be the right way to do it. Yeah, you'd have to break it by company.
See, part of me wonders, it's almost like there's too much information for one video and not enough information for two, because Toy Biz Batman, you could blow through really quick. At least in my opinion, you have Batcave, you have 3 figures, and you have
but you also have the supplemental superheroes.
Oh, I guess if you were to go into like the entire Toy Biz run where you had Superman and Green Lantern and Aquaman, maybe, but that's technically not a Batman line.
True.
No, I'm looking at the Batman line, but also, a bit like I did with my recent Captain Scarlet video. Also talking about the movie itself, and we did a podcast about it, but
that was.
All right, you know what? You've talked me out of it. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah. Just go Kenner Dark Knight, man. Go Kenner Dark Knight. It's a better line.
Great line.
It's a great line.
Okay.
Cool.
Andre Enrico, what do you think of, and this is a great question for you, Bobby. What do you think of Todd McFarlane's statement that McFarlane Toys sells more than Hasbro and Mattel? And Bobby, before you answer, my hypothesis is that Todd has less SKUs. So by SKU, maybe he sold a lot more. But Marvel Legends has different SKUs for like every wave. They have an X-Men SKU. They have an Avengers SKU. They have a Spider-Man SKU. So
what is a SKU, bro?
SKU.
A SKU is all right. So a SKU is basically a weight. Okay, so see like Series 1.
Yep.
You had the core $32 figures. That would be one SKU. The basic troopers, those 3 would be one SKU. So when you were ordering, you would order based on that SKU. And when I get my figures, they're solid.
SKU, is that an acronym for something, or?
It is, but I don't know what it is.
It's an inventory number, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because, yeah. I'm getting up to speed now.
Yeah. So like Marvel Legends, they don't solid case pack, whereas my Series 1, the cases are all, you saw them all solid of the same character.
Yeah.
Where Legends, it's the entire wave in there. Yeah. I'm hearing feedback from somebody.
That's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's okay.
Okay. But to answer that question, you are correct, Ryan. So this question came up. Well, he's referencing what Todd McFarlane said when he was on Shartimus Prime's podcast. He got some award for the highest selling SKU in North America or something like that. So I got some kind of insider information from a friend of mine who works for a major toy company. And he said, yeah, it's because their DC line is just one entire SKU for the year, whereas their Legends are broken into different SKUs. So Legends is selling way more.
Way more.
Way more. But say they put out 10 waves of Legends a year, and that equates to, I'm just making up a number, $50 million. It's way more than that, but say it's $50 million. You break it out, one SKU can be 700,000 or this or that. Whereas McFarlane's, his whole year maybe is $15 million. Again, I don't know these numbers. I'm just making numbers up. 15 is way less than 50, but because it's stretched over one whole SKU, it seems like more.
So basically, Marvel Legends might have, let's say, 5 SKUs, and they each sell 10 million. McFarlane has, 3 SKUs, and they each sell 11 million.
He probably has, so he considers his single $20 figures probably one SKU. His deluxe $40 figures is another SKU.
Right.
So it's all, it's kind of, it's like, listen, you can do your SKUs however you want, but to say, oh, I got an award for this is, it's not accurate. It's almost like recognition for a loophole.
Yeah.
No,
I looked up the organization, the company that gives away these awards, and they are legit.
Mm-hmm.
Some people question, oh, it's probably just some shell company that Todd set up. I saw some of that. No, they're legit. I forget now because this was months ago.
Yeah.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends is selling a much higher quantity, but when you break it down by SKU, Todd might have one SKU that sells more than one SKU of Legends.
I'll say this, though. Last time I was down in Perth, as always, I'd go around to all the big department stores. I've got a toy aisle. I go to the toy stores and I have a look around. And I noticed last time I went, everywhere I went, there would be 4 to 6 Legends hanging on a peg, 4 or 5 Black Series figures, and a wall of McFarlane figures.
Yeah.
You mean a wall of Batman? Just a wall of Batman?
No. They had there was all different. I almost picked up the Superman figure because I kind of want to buy a McFarlane figure to understand what all you people are talking about.
All right,
but the scale puts me off. It's this odd scale, They're like 7, 8 inches.
That's what puts me off too.
Yeah.
Michael Henson, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, "Good evening, guys, from a warm and sunny Reno." All right. Ooh. Do you guys see the futures of action figures in the 6-inch scale? And does the 3 3/4 scale have a future going forward? Just an FYI, the ribeyes are grilling. Oh, nice. Jealous.
Man, what I wouldn't give to be in Reno eating a ribeye right now, about to go to the casino and gamble my ass off. Sorry, the 20-year-old degenerate side of me just came out.
I think both scales will continue to exist side by side, at least as long as Star Wars and G.I. Joe collectors exist, because I think that's what's keeping the 4-inch scale alive. Guys that have been collecting for the past 40 years, they want their vehicles. They're big vehicles that you can do at 3 3/4, that you can't do at 6. But it seems like 6 inches top dog, man, and it's going to be for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, 6 inches definitely the top dog. I mean, I don't believe they're gonna exist. If they do, it'll be a niche things like the G.I. Joe kind of O-ring throwback, or maybe Star Wars might keep doing the retro stuff. But I think that the Black Series 4-inch figures, I just think are like, everyone's got kind of the definitive versions. And you're like reissuing a lot of figures, but it's like you're tooling new ones. But it's like, I don't know, man. I think people just have those definitive versions already. And I just don't think you can continue to do that line with the limited amount of characters that Star Wars is creating at this point.
Well, I mean, they could still go back and finish the original 94.
They could.
And you know,
Yeah. But it's like at some point, like right now, you know, or I would say that in the 2000s, mid 2000s, we were in a time where there weren't many companies. So shelf space got to be this hot commodity. And after Toys R Us went under, Target, Walmart, they don't have big toy sections. So you didn't have these giant, you know, footprints of figures. So then you were only allotted like a small window of shelf space. I think we're going to start shifting now and getting back into more toy lines coming out. Like look at like, you know, Mattel's got more coming out, Jurassic Park, WWE. Then you have Jazzwares, which has become the third largest toy company. They have the AEW line. They have Halo. They're going to have more SKUs on aisles. So that's going to mean that the shelf space allotted to Hasbro might shrink. Retailers might say, hey, listen, we're bringing on more new toy lines from other companies. You might have to start axing one of your SKUs here. And that might be how it happens.
Okay. Anything to add, Bobby?
You
Tony?
mean me? Did you just call me Bobby?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm double task. I'm going through the comments looking for a good question at the same time as I'm talking.
He said my name, and I said Tony, almost acknowledging to him like you meant Tony, but really he thought I was saying Tony. Do you?
Yeah.
we totally just fucked him up twice.
Oh
yeah.
I hate you. Hold on.
Yeah. Real quick. So,
damn it.
throughout the 80s, we had tons and tons of different action figure lines, all in different scales. You know, 3 3/4 was popular, but we had 5-inch, we had 6-inch, we had 12-inch. Into the 90s, 12-inch G.I. Joe had a renaissance. 3 3/4 Power of the Force. It's all kind of been slowly getting streamlined down into the new millennium to 6-inch. And now that we have so many different properties in 6-inch, where you can mix your Ghostbusters with your superheroes, with your Star Wars, I think we've finally found that right scale, and I don't think people are going to move away from it.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Nonsense. All right.
The fuck?
Renaissance.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what I said. Booby traps.
Daniel Dorian. Ryan, as you're a modern collector.
Up words in a minute.
Daniel Dorian asks, Ryan, as you're a modern collector and extremely good looking, what exactly happened to Toy Biz as a company? A classic Hasbro move? Or did they just shut down? Apparently, Toy Biz priced their figures too cheaply and they stretched themselves too thin and they went out of business. That's what I've heard.
That Lord of the Rings line was a lot of tooling.
Yeah. And I mean, look how much you got with a Toy Biz figure for $8. You got the figure, accessories, a big display stand with a lot of stuff, a build-a-figure piece, tons of joints, way less reuse than Hasbro does. A lot more new sculpts, and they went out of business. But thankfully, it was after they saved Marvel in the 90s. Okay. Now I'm looking for another question. Okay. Aha. Scott Hughes. Thank you. He says, what is the one toy that you would save from a disaster? What is the first toy that you currently own that you would be willing to throw away? Oh, that's hard.
Well, the second part's pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of boxes of toys that I would throw away instantly.
Here, this one. I'd throw away this one. Classified Cobra Commander.
I've got 2 Super 7 He-Man figures that I would probably toss. I mean, they're going for quite a bit on the secondary market. I don't know why, but
although technically not a toy, if I could only save one thing, it's a figure with no joints, it would be this. Because it's a permanent reminder that I destroyed Bobby and Tony in online trivia. The Iconicon 2022, you smash the competition toy right there. That's what I would do.
Yeah, probably that idea.
What do you guys think of that?
That sound really appealing.
Huh? I'm sorry. Were you speaking in loser? I only speak winner. One more time, Tony. Oh, cup.
So put that question up again.
Sorry, guys. We were trying to make a show about you, and then Ryan decided to be an egomaniac.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
But look, the one toy that you would say from a disaster, it's that's really, really tough for me. Could I save two, like one in each hand, and run away from the burning building? So I've got a really, really play-worn action. It's my childhood Action Man. I played with it so much. The joints are so loose. It's like a puppet now. If you went to stand it up, it just collapses. So he sits next to my editing suite. But I would like to grab him in one hand and my Desert Rat Paint Master in the other and run away from the burning building. And ask Grace and my son to grab a few more toys on the way out.
I mean, for me, it'd probably be one of the Luke Skywalkers I have. Hands down, favorite character of all time. So one of my Luke Skywalkers, I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, I knew you weren't going to say that Coleco Rambo Defender Jeep that I gave you. I knew you weren't going to say that.
No, not that one.
What about you, Bobby? What?
Well, okay, so I'm in a tough spot because I have the office and then I have home. My entire
you can pick one from home and one from the office then.
See, it's tough because even home, it's like I've got some, like my prototype display cases in my Joe room. I have some really rare one-of-a-kind G.I. Joe toys, like some 2-Ups, some sculpts, concept models. So it's like I would have to pick something from there. I have an original Missile Command headquarters. So home would be tough. I try to think of like one-of-a-kind things. And then here at the office, there's a piece of artwork that I would take over any of the toys I have here, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I have, a couple prototype unreleased Steel Brigade figures from the original line that, are irreplaceable. So, maybe one of those. That's a fucked up question, man.
Yeah. When you have as much as we have, like there's some sort of sentimentality with many things. Definitely not everything that I have.
Can I just go down with the ship?
Yeah.
That's what I think I would do. I would actually burn alive trying to pull the shelf down and jump. It's like jumping on top of a grenade, to save your collection. I'd do that.
I could see Grace outside saying, "Tony, you can still get out." And you're like, "If I can't save all of it, I'm going down."
You got your collection.
Grace would be like, "Grab the wine out of the fridge on the way."
Both of your collections, vintage. I'd say, Tony, some of your stuff is borderline antique at this point.
Yeah.
I have just consumer trash pretty much compared to what you guys have. I would probably let it all go. I wouldn't even stop to grab one thing. I would just get the hell out, So.
Yeah, and then you could always focus on being in a band. I'm sure you've always wanted to do that.
I used to be in a band, man. I played gigs. I played with Green Day. Bet you didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
No, don't really care either.
That's nothing to break. It was a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I never wore eyeliner. All right. Let's find a good one.
We've got some super chats to catch up on.
Yes, we do. Art G wants to know, what is everyone's preferred fast food item?
See, that's another one you can't just narrow it down.
Because
if I'm in the mood for Mexican, I want Taco Bell. I'm not going to take anything over Taco Bell. But if I want a cheeseburger, I don't know. I might go Burger King. But if I want chicken nuggets, I'm going to go to McDonald's. But then again, Wendy's always has some good stuff too. So
you got Chick-fil-A over there.
We do have Chick-fil-A. That's right.
Yeah, better nuggets than McDonald's.
Yes, I mean I'll take a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich over anything. But I'm a big fan of McDonald's nuggets.
What were those things you were buying me for breakfast from Dunkin' Donuts?
So guys, I introduced Tony to Dunkin' Donuts, and every day he wanted Dunkin' Donuts breakfast. So they have the wake up wraps, which is basically like a little tiny tortilla with egg, cheese, and bacon or sausage, and they just fold it up. So it's almost like a half a breakfast quesadilla in a way. And he was just all about these things. All about
every morning, two of them, a coffee, washed down with a Marlboro Light.
Yep.
That's my new preferred fast food item.
Man, Beast Boy, I played drums. All right, let's get to some super chats. Eclipse Freak 7, thank you. He says 3 POA podcast rocks.
It does.
We sure fucking do.
Thank you very much for that. Keith Knight, thank you very much. He says, how many Rolling Stones song titles can you discreetly slip into any question that subsequently come up?
No,
Ryan, when I was trying to sneak into your house, did you hear me knocking? That's the only Rolling Stones song I actually like.
No.
So I'm not a Rolling Stones fan, and
see, neither am I. I only like that one song.
I know the tunes, right? But I don't know the names of the songs. So go ahead, Tony.
What spy organization did Emil Blonsky belong to before he became the Abomination?
Oh, Shield.
Nope.
What was it?
What spy organization did Emil Blonsky belong to before he became the Abomination?
Wasn't it Your Majesty's Secret Service?
No,
the KGB.
The KGB.
Oh, so okay, so that's Abomination.
Yeah.
MCU wasn't he in Shield? Remember, because he hooked up with Thunderbolt Ross. Well, Thunderbolt Ross wasn't in Shield.
Yeah, that wasn't Shield yet.
He was just
just special ops.
Marvel Comics trivia boss.
Oh, Tony can read. Thank you, Keith.
I need a beer.
Thanks for that Farnhamism. So you're making up words now.
Jeremy J, thank you for the super chat. He says stock keeping unit. SKU. Thank you.
Yep. And thanks for being late once again, Jeremy.
Yes. Oh, he sent that a while ago. Brian Dillingham, thank you for the Dillinghamism. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, let's see. A question from someone here we go. Payne's Toy Samples. Are there any flight stands you guys can recommend for flying characters? I have tried a bunch of different types and no joy.
Shit, what's that one I have here? The DC one, I think, is the one that I have. DC
can you buy them separately?
Yeah, that came in their own pack. Those ones are great.
Tony, you have a really nice one.
What company makes it? Because I want to get some flight stands, so this is an important question for me. Thanks for asking this, Payne's Toy Samples.
Wait.
I'm just going to suggest Mezco flight stands. You can buy them in a 3-pack on their website. They have long arms.
Yeah, this one right here is the DC Collectibles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's this one. It's got multiple holes. It's cool. Long. It's a good one.
That is nice. And you can buy those separately?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Mezco sells a 3-pack of their standard. Now, the bases are really big. So if you're trying to put a lot of figures in a display, not the best option. But the arms are long, so you can get the figures really high up. And obviously, big stand. They balance well. Thank you. All right. Is there more super chats? I probably missed a few. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Raw Talk Real Deal. Thank you very much. Exactly, Bobby. I'm not sure what he's agreeing with. Plus, G.I. Joe Big Draw was the vehicles. Not too many classified vehicles for the future, I say. 3 years tops before the burnout, maybe sooner. Wait, for 6-inch?
I think when we're comparing 6-inch and 3 3/4 and the longevity of it. Honestly, man, like a lot of people say G.I. Joe was big because of the vehicles back in Real American Hero. It was not. It was big because of the figures. The vehicles and playsets sold well because of the huge range of figures you had. It wasn't, oh, I have a tank, I need the figure to have a guy to put in it. It was no, like I had all these guys, but because I have all these guys, I want a tank and I want a Jeep and I want this and that. Look at how big their figure waves increased. Like, yes, the vehicle waves increased a little bit, but not at the amount percentage that the figures increased. Like the figures increased by tons and tons and tons. So it's definitely a figure line. It had great vehicles and playsets, but it was firstly a figure line.
So when you study the history of action figures, like I look back at G.I. Joe from the 80s, I was very, very invested in the comic. Obviously, I was reading Action Force weekly in the UK, but it was still the G.I. Joe comic. I completely agree. I was more obsessed as a kid about collecting the figures, but I don't think it matters whether you read the comic or watched the cartoon or any of that, because the real key selling point with those figures was that file card on the back. You could walk into a toy store, a figure would look cool, and then instantly you would know a bit about him, and it made you want that. You connected with the character. And there's some really, really smart, well, there's one really, really smart toy designer out there who understands how valuable that file card was. And that guy's actually put those file cards into a modern 6-inch line. It's genius. Yeah, there's no idiots in this room.
Well, there might be two.
Well, the host maybe, but you know.
Kieran wanted to let me know that flipping Americans can't speak English. I think that's about the Renaissance comment. Renaissance. Thank you, Kieran. Jeremy, thank you. He says, Bobby, if you had the opportunity to redesign any figure from any line, what would it be?
Wow. Well, shit. The Kraken from Clash of the Titans.
Nice.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what I have in my office there, my vintage wall. And I was like, oh, the Kraken would be really cool because that one's so fragile and dated. You can make a really big, awesome Kraken. Yeah.
Good one. Is yours still in one piece?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. All right. Moonlight has a good question. Any thoughts on Japanese toy companies and toy lines? I'll say for the most part, they're way better.
Yep.
Mafex, SH Figure Arts. Now, Figure Arts, to me, has more issues, especially when it comes to realistic face sculpts. Mafex does those slightly better for the most part. I'm speaking in generalizations because sometimes it can go back and forth. I prefer Mafex. They scale closer to like Legends than Figure Arts do, which are typically much smaller. But, they're superior in every way. However, they're also much more expensive. I think if you're in Japan, they're about $60 a figure. And to get them here in the States, you're looking at 80, 90, 100. Yeah. So
the interesting thing is that I'm trying to think because I was at Hasbro at the time and I remember I was getting some Figure Arts figures. This was probably 2013, 2014. Figure Arts was putting out much better quality figures than Mafex was at the time. And then all of a sudden, Mafex just out of nowhere was like, nope, we're gonna do better figures. And their figures from like 2016 on were just crushing Figure Arts.
Well, so I was buying Mafex in 2016, 2017. There was issues on a lot of them.
Were there?
I would say the last 2, maybe 3 years, they've really improved. Personally, that's what I would say.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, I prefer Mafex. Also, Mafex is doing stuff that I like, DC comic stuff from the 90s. They're doing great Marvel comic stuff that are better than Legends. Obviously, it's a slower rollout than Legends. We're not getting 100 Mafex figures a year.
Yeah.
But when you do get one,
it's like, dude, look how hyped you and I were texting during the real reveals at Comic-Con about the Mafex Bane and Batman. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
But it's like, dude, I wanted them to show an Eradicator. I wanted them to show a Doomsday. Like, if you're gonna do Nightfall and you're gonna do Death and Reign of Superman, it's like, listen, you're missing Superboy, you're missing Eradicator, you're missing Doomsday. if they do a huge scale Doomsday, holy fucking shit! Because I need a definitive Doomsday. The DC Icons one is too short and stubby. The Injustice one is the Injustice one, but that's the closest thing to a really good Doomsday. I want a perfect Doomsday. Mattel did the hard one or the expensive San Diego Comic-Con ones. Even those ones aren't the definitive Doomsday. I want that one. And that's what I like about these Mafex lines is I'm getting my definitive version. I don't need anything else because these are the best versions you're getting. The Azrael Batman, I have every single Azrael Batman made because I love that design. And that one, I could throw out all the rest of them and be perfectly fine because that one is perfect. And that's why I can't wait for that Cyborg Superman because that is going to be a perfect figure. So, yeah.
Yeah, I get excited. All right. Colossal Customs, what's up, man? He says, Bobby, have you seen the oversized Lightyear XL spaceships? And have they influenced you for any future projects, Action Force or others?
I've seen the Lightyear line. I didn't see that one specifically because usually when I'm walking through Target or Walmart, I just kind of walk past the Lightyear stuff. It doesn't really interest me at all. But I will stop and look next time to look for this one and see what I think.
So a lot of classified collectors are buying this Buzz Lightyear spaceship.
Okay.
For their classified figures, you can take like the inside of the cockpit out, fit in a classified figure, paint it up as a Joe vehicle.
But it's a spaceship.
Yep.
It kind of looks like a Joe vehicle.
Oh, I'm like, why aren't they doing that with Black Series? They're smaller figures. Probably don't need to take the cockpit out.
Well, the Buzz Lightyear line. Oh yeah, here. My kid just brought this down. So
thanks, Kid Laser Pants.
Get out of here. What are you doing?
Hey, you let him stay.
I'm just kidding.
No, just kidding.
You want to hang out? All right. So I had no interest in this at all. A lot of people are buying this, painting it up as a Joe vehicle.
All right, I could see it.
But this thing, dude, it's $40. It's $40 freaking dollars for this thing. How's the cockpit open? There it is.
Does it do anything for $40?
Yeah, it shoots missiles. That fires. What else does it do? I don't know what it does. The landing gear pops down.
Yeah.
Can it make a cup of coffee?
Can't make a cup of coffee.
No.
It has landing gear at the bottom. It's 3 wheels. The exposed landing gear. You can land the ship. But then there's a little switch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah, just pull it. Oh, wow. He pops up the top.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he did that.
All right, I think I'm sold.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that demonstration.
Yeah.
So when he brought it home I came home from work and he had it. Like him and his mom went shopping and he bought that with his money. I was like, dang, this thing is 40 some bucks. And it's a Disney license. Something that intricate, that big for $45. I was blown away. I'm like, what's going on? Why is a Fortnite boat $100? You know. Anyway,
Greed is good.
yeah.
Greed is good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Hasbro is definitely Michael Douglas. Gordon Gecko. They should just have his face on the new Hasbro logo.
Yeah. All right. Yesterland Toys, thank you very much. He says, what's your take on Mattel Creations Eternia? Will you be getting it? I, for one, will. As you know, LOL, I passed on the hiss. Me, I'm not getting it. I don't collect He-Man stuff. Motu, I'm not into it.
I'm going to get it. I was impressed that they are doing that. I think a lot of people were confused why we're getting Eternia before Snake Mountain. I know I was, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, it's Eternia. Now I get it because Eternia is so hard to get now. So it's like you want to give people the opportunity to get something that was hard to get, you know, from back then, the vintage stuff. And they're sticking. What was that? I don't know, and I don't think they've announced. Now, looking at it, shit, man. I'm trying to remember what I paid for the Mattel Creations WWE ring or the entrance, whatever that was. I want to say that was like $250, which was way overpriced. I wouldn't be surprised if Eternia is north of 600.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised even if it's 8. Granted, I will say this, that garbage Thunder Tank, incredibly overpriced at what, $450, $500. So that should have been $275 maybe. So looking at a giant play set and knowing how big those tools are, and man, I would say that's probably going to be 800. 800 might scare people away. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mattel gambles and drops it down to like 6 to maybe lose some initial money, but because they're going to get so many people in on it, they'll end up making money. It's gonna be rough on the wallet, man. It's gonna be real rough. We'll see how loyal the He-Man collector base is when they see that price. I know when Matty Collector tried doing Snake Mountain, I don't think it funded when they were trying to do it, because they would do subscription-based stuff. I don't think, if memory serves me correct, the Matty Collector Snake Mountain did not fund. But then when Super 7 took over, I don't know how. This was back when Super 7 wasn't, raping people, for prices of stuff. It funded, and I think that's because people had seen it on display at Comic-Con one year. So they were like, "Oh man, I really want that thing." But man, Eternia is going to be rough, But I think I'm going to get it, man. I've said it before. This new retro Master of the Universe line, I am all about.
Now,
So,
do you have room for that in your toy room at home, or is it going in the office?
Oh no, that'll be an office buy. The only thing I have at home is my vintage Joes. That's all I have in my house. Everything else is here.
And
lots
Tony,
of guns.
And a bunch of guns. Yeah, I got a lot of guns at my house. Got some guns here. Guns in my truck. Yeah, I got guns everywhere.
Tony, you hate the Eternia playset, so you're passing probably, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I wasn't not a fan of the original. I think it's a stupid concept.
It is kind of a stupid looking playset, like with the roller coaster and stuff. It's impressive, the size, but at the end of the day, you look at Castle Grayskull, you look at Snake Mountain, you look at the Fright Zone or whatever the fuck it's called. Those were cool looking playsets. Eternia is not that cool looking. It's a lion with some hands, but
I gotta say, I was watching someone's PowerCon video, and there was a vendor there that had tons of Eternia playsets for sale, and he had one set up on his rack, and like the mine cart or whatever it is, roller coaster was going. I was like, that looks pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's cool in that sense, like the impressive nature of it. But when you get down to like the design of it, you're just like, eh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Neil, very much. Jeremy J. Vehicles were icing on the cake. Talking about G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy.
They were not the cake. They were not the cake.
And then Bryant 3B. This is actually something I've been looking into. Can you guys recommend a figure case for Action Force? Need to keep my sign Sarge crispy. There is someone that makes.
Yeah, they're definitely custom. It would be great if a company like Star Cases started doing them. What you guys should do is hammer Star Cases to make them. Problem is, I kind of fucked that up by slimming down the packaging. So you're gonna have to get 2 different cases made. The series 1 and half of 2, and then the other half of 2, and then moving forward. And then obviously the troopers and the gear packs and weapons packs are going to be different sizes. But it'd be great. I know, those jacketed Sarge figures that are signed, it'd be nice to get them in a case. So, hey, somebody get out there and make some cases.
Yeah, I need like a dozen of them. If anyone makes them, I need like a dozen. And if you know of anyone, put it in the chat. I do know someone, but I forget their name. Thank you, Bryant.
The Star Cases, they just do like the plastic clamshells. I think people actually are talking about an acrylic case.
Listen, the acrylic cases, you can contact I think it's AFA or one of the other grading companies. They do custom cases. Like I've had a bunch of cases made for some of my vintage Joe things. So they make them. It's very costly. But if you send them the dimensions of what you have, they'll make a case that fits it. So you can definitely get them made. It's just a matter of how much you want to spend for it.
Yeah.
All right, Kieran, Tony's going to read your question.
Bobby, would it be worthwhile to produce Build-A-Figure sets for Action Force containing different body parts to create your own soldiers?
I mean, probably not. The line is deep enough. It's like, the focus was always on the unique characters. It's a bonus that they're modular and you can customize. So it's like, you can swap out all the parts and make all different things. I've seen a lot of people posting on Instagram different formulas, and I'm like, oh man, that's such a great formula. I'm going to do that one. You can make certain figures by vintage versions of some figures, but just by swapping legs and torsos and arms and boots and things like that. So I don't think a build-a thing is really necessary for the line. I don't think there's enough customizability. Am I pronouncing that right, Ryan?
Kinda.
Is my pronunciation having a renaissance?
It's fine. Just when you say it, I'll just do this.
So here's one I put together the other day. I wanted a Kerak, dressed as though he's in the desert fighting desert rats. So he killed Bone Collector and stole his mask and made it shoulder armor. But
nice,
I like it. That's cool. All right. So we're good with Kieran's question.
Yep.
All right. John Papa Sergio, thank you very much. He says, Bobby, any plans for O-ring figures of your Action Force characters line to mix in with the originals?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
If I were to do anything, I would probably do like a one-off throwback to the original Palatoy line, the 5 POA figure. Not O-ring. I just think, what it is, those O-ring figures, they were perfect as they were in that time. There's no reason to bring that out or mess up what they did back then. I know Hasbro's doing the O-ring stuff, but you could tell there's just something different about it. It's kind of like the Star Wars retro figures. There's just something different. It's hard to make a vintage looking figure in the modern age, because when they were doing it, they were trying to make an accurate, best they could figure. That's what they were able to do. Now it's like you're trying to make a dumbed down version. So when you try to move backwards, you lose something. Something is off. It's just not something that I plan on doing. There's a company out there, Call Sign Longbow. Troy McHugh, who does the Action Force packaging, he's part of the Call Sign Longbow group. They're doing something awesome, man. They're coming out with O-ring figures, but just different styles, different characters and figures and military branches, and I think they're doing a great job with it. It's not something I want to do. I'd rather come out with more items for the current line than to do like one-offs like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good of not Hasbro 3 3/4-inch military figure companies like Call Sign Longbow, Marauders. Yep. There's lots of options out there.
Yeah.
And then unboxing art, G.I. Joe needs to stop with the O-rings and go back to the 25th POC style. I think a lot of people agree with
man. Pursuit of Cobra, I always say it's my favorite era of G.I. Joe. Man, those figures were so awesome.
And then
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was glad I got to work on some of those Pursuit of Cobra figures. They were amazing. So yeah, I don't think they should be doing the O-ring stuff. But listen, man, there's something out there.
My favorite era of G.I. Joe is actually 1966. That was the perfect era of G.I. Joe. But...
Okay. Not a question, but just a comment in it. got me a little aroused. Mafex Green Lantern and Pre-Parallax would be bad arse too. Yes, Moonlight 47.
Ooh.
Mafex, like, let me get some Green Lantern Corps.
Yep.
Rebirth era, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern stuff would be awesome.
Yep.
Oh man, I hope they get to that.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we got a super chat here from Tony Robles. Thank you very much. At work right now, but I thought I'd throw my favorite handsome in some cash. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Much appreciated.
Guys, Tony, all-star Action Force customer. This dude, man, I don't think 2 days go by without an order from him. He is. I would love to, Tony, send me a picture of your collection, because I want to see how massive it is. Unless he's just he's probably just scalping everything.
Well, you know,
he's not. I'm pretty sure I'm friends with Tony Robles on Instagram. He's a good guy.
one of the best things that you corrected, like, okay, so Series 1, you ordered double what was pre-ordered. And
Yes.
it sold out within 2 weeks. So
Yep.
you even went further with Series 2.
Yep.
And so people haven't needed to go to scalpers. Like, they can still go and
What's-
buy Series 2 at
however-
Valverse.com.
However, every now and then I'll look on eBay to see what's sold from Valaverse. Some people are paying $45 for a version 2 Sarge. And I'm like, dude,
What?
I got him in stock. What are you doing? Desert Rat I get, but Desert Rat, he was exclusive, but but I have him. I have him in stock. Duster sells for over $40. So I'm just like, why are people doing it? It's like Valverse.com. $8 flat rate shipping, man. I'm losing money on shipping. Come there and order.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. All right. This is a good question. I think I have this one pinned down, but unboxing art. What was everyone's first action figure ever?
Wow.
So for me, it was either Superpower Superman or the Kenner Boba Fett. Those are my earliest memories of playing with an action figure. One of those. I remember where we bought the Boba Fett. It was at a swap meet. And the Superpower Superman, I had 3 of those because I kept losing them or breaking them. So my grandma would buy me another one.
The earliest memory I have of playing with a figure, like I know I had other figures before this because I've seen pictures, but I don't remember it. But the earliest memory of a figure was we moved into a new house, and that house had a sandbox, and me and my brother were playing in the sandbox, and we found all the parts of Roboto from Masters of the Universe, and we were able to put him together. That was kind of the earliest figure I remember playing with.
Tony, any memory?
Yeah, for me, it was the Fisher Price Adventure People Aero Marine Search Team set, which was a helicopter and a submarine with an octopus. So it had a helicopter pilot and that diver figure, man. I played that thing to death. Guy in a blue
Shit,
scuba
you're
suit.
old.
I had adventure. I had adventure people. I had the green motorcycle with the sidecar.
Yep.
That was passed down to me from my older brother, who is, I think, your age, Tony.
My first Action Force figure was the Orange Frogman. I can still remember my mum buying that for me in the newsagents, and that Orange Frogman figure, man. I love that figure.
All right. Let me scroll. Oh, we got some super chats. A World Made of Cardboard. Thank you. He says, for a 3 3/4 inch line, what's your take on Dollar Tree's Final Faction? I've seen them. It's nice to see a toy line so plentiful on the shelf.
Right?
So
They're going
readily
deep,
available.
too. There's a lot of characters.
Yeah, readily available for a good price. They were trying to do a comic of it. But for me, I focus on 6-inch scale exclusively. The line's not for me, but I think it's great, and I think it's a great introduction to collecting action figures for young kids.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, World Made of Cardboard. And Robert Diaz, thank you. What's the panel's take on the new WWE Wrecking Rig, as well as the rest of the Wrecking vehicle line? I have the sports car they did, and I have the ambulance. And I think for the prices, they're excellent vehicles.
Yeah, I saw the I think think I saw the ambulance in Target one day, and I was like, wow, I remember thinking the price was pretty good for it. Hey, props to them for going like big on things like that. For a wrestling line, it's like you wouldn't think that those would sell well, but I think they do sell pretty well.
Yeah. Tony, are you familiar at all?
No.
All right. Then we'll get
I've got nothing, bro.
I mean, listen.
Hey.
If they did a Stone Cold figure with a Zamboni,
ooh, yeah.
Now we're talking.
They did a wrestler with the John Deere lawnmower, riding lawnmower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe it's not out yet. I know I saw promo pictures of it. I would like to get that. Greg wants to know, Bobby, would you want Action Force to expand into video games? If so, what style? Stage shooter, COD, open world, storied RPG? What's your preference?
I mean, I'm not a video game guy, but 100% I want Action Force in video games. However, I would want to partner with an already established video game brand and just skin an Action Force version, because why mess up the formula? Like, I've never played Call of Duty, but from what I understand, it's the best, military shooting game out there. So I would probably go to them and say, hey, maybe when the Action Force movie comes out, big, listen, would you do a version, call it Call of Duty Action Force, and just put Action Force skins in your already established game? I don't know if I would do Fortnite. It's a very popular game, but I don't know if Action Force fits in the Fortnite, but it'd be easy to just do skins in Fortnite. That's how I would do it. If you try to do your own game, the lead time is just, it's too long. Like, the reason when I was at Hasbro, every video game they put out failed. Their G.I. Joe, their Transformers, PlayStation games, Xbox games, they always failed. And they failed because Hasbro is all about how fast can they get something out. They won't take 2 years to develop a game. They're like, you have 8 months, 10 months. We need to get this game out on X date. Or how many times do you see video game companies pushing back release dates for things? Because, like, no, it's not perfect. It's not ready yet. Hasbro would never do that. They'd be like, nope, this is what your deadline is, and that's it. So that's why that all their games failed. It's like, because they would never take the opportunity to put enough time into developing it the right way. That's why partnering with an already established game is the way to go.
I think elite, like Covert Ops, Steel Brigade game where you have to like a Siphon Filter or Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear, yeah.
That would be a cool concept for a game. Or even if you did like open world, like GTA 5, open world where you're fighting the swarm over one city or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Sure.
Or even COD.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Call of Duty in the past. I like Call of Duty. They have like the different difficulty levels. Like I said, that you go up to the hardest difficulty level, and I picture an Action Force game where if you're using Desert Rat as the main character, the highest difficulty level is like you got to play it like he's drunk, and all the screen goes blurry and cross-eyed, and he's still got to get through the swarm while he's smashed on wild turkey and beer.
Amazing cheat code.
Yeah.
So we are we're at an hour and a half, so let's get to some super chats and the best questions. Sal Vader, thank you. Okay, serious question. Do you like me? Check yes or no. Blush.
Can I fold it into one of those like origami things when you do that and open the things?
Just put the maybe. All right. Thank you, Sal. Yes. Tony Robles again. Thank you, sir. But Bobby, why make such good toys?
I can't help it.
Why is water wet?
Right.
Look,
right.
I overcame a quite serious drug addiction in my early 20s. Now I'm just addicted to Bobby's 6-inch.
I'm that drug, baby.
His fingers.
Paints toy samples, Mayfex Kilowog. I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Right? Kilowog. Listen, we were talking about Green Lantern. I want a Green Lantern Mongol 2-pack. They did it in the Mattel line, but back during Reign of Superman, when it went to, what was that, Coast City there? Mm-hmm. And some, Mongol came in, and Green Lantern was like, what? You're not coming to Coast City. Yeah.
Rex Weston, what is the first vehicle going to be in Action Force? Stay tuned. No announcements yet, but soon-ish, Bobby.
How can you think I'm actually going to say that just randomly on a 3POA podcast?
It's a little tease, soon-ish.
Come on.
Look,
News is
Rex,
coming.
Rex. I'll let Bobby let me in on a little secret the other day. Right, it's kind of going to be like the Pogo Battle Ball thing, but like an action core spin.
Yep.
It's going to look bulbous and dumb.
It's going to be a twin pod trouble bubble.
Yeah. See, I was actually thinking going like, Child Snatcher panel van. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it just happens to have a red stripe that goes up the side across the spoiler. Just coincidence. Definitely not the 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mobility scooter for Desert Rat.
All righty. Blake Quammen, thank you so much for the super chat. Showing some love to 3 GADs. Good ass dudes. Oh, thank you, Blake. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Blake.
Tony Robles, once again, thank you so much. He said, I'd love to send a picture, but I don't have real shells.
That's right. Does that mean they're just everywhere? Like you
They're
open
just on
your
the
sock
floor,
drawer and there's like Desert Rat in your sock drawer? Yeah.
Get in the bathtub with your Action Force figures, take a selfie and send it to Bobby.
Wow. Listen. Trying to think. I'm going to think of something, and then maybe I'll say it at the end of the show.
All right. I'm going to go to the next super chat and talk slowly so that there isn't. Here we go. Brian King, good question. Any plans for a male and female head pack?
I get asked this all the time. I'm looking into it. We'll see, but it's not high up on the list, but we'll see.
High cost for new tooling for limited return, probably, huh?
It's just one of those things where I focus on the unique characters. Like these characters are unique. So if I did a head pack, it would just be generic heads. But say I did a cool head, I probably want to turn that guy into a character. So it's it's tough.
Yeah. Jamelin Park says, did my super chat go through? Yes, it did. I think it's coming up here.
Yeah, it is.
Bobby, did you have something else that you're going to say?
Nope.
Okay. John Papa Sergio, thank you. He says, thoughts on the 3 3/4 World Peacekeepers toy line, usually found in like a Big Lots. They've got some incredible vehicles and play sets. Totally, man. If those were 6-inch, I'd be buying those like crazy.
I am not familiar with that line.
Dude, they got like lockers and they got like guard towers and they got all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, they're cool, man. It's just not my scale.
The figures I really don't like. They're
Right.
cheap and horrible. But real quick, I'm going to show you one of their vehicles real quick. Keep talking. I'll be back.
Bobby, go into Ross tomorrow. Ross or Big Lots, they'll be in there. You'll see them.
I think I have a Big Lots.
They have like, some of them have like, I've seen like little campfires and just all kinds of cool stuff.
Hmm.
If only it was 6-inch scale. Thank you,
Gotcha.
John, very much. All right. Moving on to another, Jamelin Parks. There you are. Just want to plug my boy Gonk Toys for acrylic cases. There it is.
All right.
That might be who I talked to. I haven't ordered one yet. But thank you, Jamelin. Nice to see you here.
This is a World Peacekeepers Black Hawk helicopter.
Ooh, very nice.
Cool.
CIO scale.
That's like some BBI
vehicle
looking shit there.
Are awesome.
Yeah.
Sliding doors.
Very nice.
And they're not expensive. They're reasonably priced toys.
Where's the Orlando Bloom figure that falls out of it? Sorry.
Here's a good one. Johnny Sorensen, does Action Force still not ship international to Australia?
Oh, OZ is Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oz. The land
No,
of
we're
Oz.
shipping internationally. I'm still trying to work. There's an issue between WooCommerce, who is I don't know what you would call it, server or something for, the online store end of Valiverse.com, and the USPS plugin that you have for WooCommerce. They keep blaming it on each other. WooCommerce is saying it's not their problem. USPS is saying it's not their problem. But I've been talking to them, trying to work out the issue, because shipping rates, I believe, are a little off. It's fine for one item. It's when you order multiple items, the shipping gets a little messed up. So if you want to order just one figure, you can get it.
there's something odd going on because I went onto the site a couple of weeks ago to purchase 2 comics because I never picked up issue 6 and 7 when I was in the States. I just totally forgot about it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Came back with a bunch of issue 8s and never got 6 and 7. So I went on, so the comics are $5 each. So it's a $10 purchase for 2 comics. And the cost of shipping to Australia was ridiculous. So I know there's something not quite happening.
Yeah, we're still working on it. As soon as it gets fixed for good, I'll put a post up about it. But you can still order one item, and it'll be okay.
All right, Thor would like to know if you have any plans to make a monster or Bigfoot alien for your Action Force to fight.
Not a sci-fi line. I mean, no, I have no plans for monsters or aliens or anything like that.
I gotta say, Thor, that would be cool.
I am looking forward to the zombie ninjas you're doing in Series 4, though.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Series 5, we're going to space.
Thor, look into the McFarlane's Warhammer line. Lots of cool monsters in that. Thank you. And then we got a super chat from another one from Blake Quammen. Thank you very much. He says, imagine a Valaverse DC line.
Ooh.
Man.
Tugging at my heartstrings there. However, like I said, man, Mafex is doing it. It's like Mafex is giving me the definitive versions of things. Because if I did, it sucks because McFarlane got DC and I was like, shit. I sure hope he doesn't make him 7 inches. And it's like he did.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I remember.
I don't know. There could be something in his contract about it, but at the same time, no one else is doing 6-inch. So at that scale, that 1/12 scale, like he probably has the ability to do true 6-inch. And it's like, dude, why would you not do a compatible line with Marvel?
He is doing
I don't give a shit. Huh?
He is doing 6-inch.
Yeah, but
these turds.
Those. So
they're not really 6-inch. They're like 5.5 inch.
Yeah.
Dude, you could have, like, I know they're a competitor, but why would you not want your line to be able to scale with Legends? It's a smart move. It's like me not making anything work with Classify. It's just stupid. It's so stupid. So, and it's a bummer because I would probably do things that he's doing, like bringing back the Superpowers line. I wouldn't have just done Batman and Superman again. I would have done versions that characters we didn't get, and then maybe do another Batman and Superman down the road. But he did them; they look like dog shit, and I'm just like, man, come on, dude! Like you're doing things that I'm excited about, and then you fuck them up. It's like I would literally be copying exactly what Hasbro is doing with Legends. See how they're doing Ghost Rider? They put Ghost Rider on that vintage card. Shit, man, I'd make a Swamp Thing and I'd put him on that old Kenner card. How awesome would that be? Like,
cool, man.
That shit sells, man. People want that shit. So that's what I would do. I would do, like I would do waves based on like comic stories like Death in the Family, do a crispy, dead Robin, do the Joker.
Bloody Crowbar. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, man, you could do so many cool things, but it's like he's focusing a lot on modern stuff. And I think he said it in the Shardamus thing. It's like, well, I'll do a lot of it because I think they're cool. It's Batman. Of course you want to do Batman. So it's like, I don't get it, man. Do shit that people want, not just something because you think it's cool.
Yesterland Toys, thank you very much once again, Neil. Would you buy action figures developed from old primetime shows of the 80s like Simon and Simon, Magnum PI, The Fall Guy, Airwolf, Chips, and a 6-inch line today with articulation like Action Force? Yes, but I'd be very picky and choosy. For instance, I would totally get the Chips figures. I would get Magnum PI, Fall Guy, Simon and Simon, no.
I mean, if you did a MacGyver.
A-Team.
Yeah, A-Team, MacGyver, Knight Rider, sure.
Michael Knight.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's about it.
Tony?
Come
on. You want an A-Team van with the A-Team to go with your Action Force? How cool would that be?
I've got 6-inch A-Team action figures from the 80s.
They don't look
okay,
right
they
next
didn't
to Action Force.
scale, but
Oh, stop it. with your vintage bullshit. Why don't you live a little?
Jeez.
Wow.
You're so stuck in the past, Tony. Man.
Ryan, you missed the super chat.
Whose? I know. I read that.
Oh, okay.
Look,
I wasn't listening.
listen.
I think you're
Listen.
taking a piss.
I read that. Timothy Hans, thank you very much. Here's a little something for the 3 coolest guys on a podcast that I know of. Thank you, Timothy.
You're welcome.
Oh, the egos are inflating. Jackson Ham, thank you for the super chat. After Action Force, would Valaverse ever branch out into a fantasy action figure line? Do you think there is even an interest in such a product? I'd say yes. Mythic Legions? The interest is there for fantasy stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean there was that super chat before where I can't remember who it was. Just recently, you said, imagine Valaverse doing a DC line. I'd like to see Valaverse do like a Conan line or a Lord of the Rings line or something like that.
See, the problem
or
is
maybe even create its own thing because they're pretty damn good at that.
there's that. I mean, listen, I'm dying to get a license. It's like there are licenses that Valverse as a company is just too small to get yet. Like, listen, I would have loved to have done the Avatar license, but McFarlane's gonna fuck that one up. Although he's doing really big e-clans that look pretty amazing, but it's all about what's the right line to do, because all these toy companies are swallowing up all these brands, and something like, dude, Lord of the Rings, holy shit. But Diamond Select is doing it, and I think I voiced my opinion on that line before, that it's like, listen, after Toy Biz, that line was amazing for the time. If you're given an opportunity to now, in our modern day of toy production, to create the best possible version, and you don't do that, shame on you. Because now it's like, no one's really ever going to get an opportunity to do that again, because now it's like that Lord of the Rings trilogy is 20 years old. How long can we keep doing figures at 6-inch of that line? So it's like, I just don't think it would sell well today.
It would have to be generic Lord of the Rings, not movie based on the novel. You could have some artistic license to kind of
that might be cool. Like if I did an Aragorn, how I would have pictured him. But it's like seeing the old cartoon and what Aragorn looked like there, and then seeing Vigo looked like, which is perfect. It's like, how do you create a version that you would think is different, but have the idea of Vigo in your head? It would be hard to do.
You just give him Desert Rat's head.
Or that. But yeah, I mean, listen, man, I would love to get a license. It's just a matter of the right license. There's stuff I would do, but I know it wouldn't sell. So you have to do the right license that will sell, because then you don't want to be like another toy company and say, well, there's only a small amount of these collectors, so that's why we got to jack up the price on these, almost 5 POA figures, and charge almost $60 for them, because there's not a lot of you fans out there, so we might as well just rip you off for them. I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to make sure that the line was a good line that would actually sell.
Thank you, Jackson. And then Travis Wilcox, as a follow-up, he says Mythic Legions is very popular fantasy toy line, and Savage Crucible, they're a new one, and I've seen some previews of that stuff. I think they're at PowerCon. That stuff looks cool. It says they are more in 7-inch scale, need 6-inch.
But see, it's the thing. I probably wouldn't mess around with fantasy, because Mythic Legions has got that shit covered.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mess around with that.
I wouldn't want to compete with those guys. They're killing it, man.
They've got it. It's like, there's really no one like competing with them. They kind of have it cornered.
They do.
It kind of sucks. It's like, I've said we're not really competing, because they do nostalgia, I do modern, but the two lines live together with me in classified. But I am going up against them, like, David versus Goliath here. But it's like, if you could find something that you can corner, shit, man, you're golden. So good for them.
I couldn't let this comment go by. Jamelin Parks, he says, "No, I'm good. I've got 6-inch 18 figures with asses in the front." It's true. Thank
You're
you,
just
Jamelin.
crushing Tony's dreams over
Oh
there.
man,
I said that in the last show.
yeah.
I fully admit that those figures have back bums and front bums.
Blake, thank you for the super chat.
Like
He
a
wants
molded in fanny pack.
Blake would like you to do Dune figures, Bobby. Thank you, Blake.
Listen, I love that movie. I never saw the original. I've seen the original toys. I love the movie. I know McFarlane did them for the first movie, and you can never find them anywhere. He only did a couple figures. But oh man, what I wouldn't give to do a Zendaya figure. I love her.
All right, and then Jeremy J says, "Imagine if." Thank you for the super chat, Jeremy. He says, "Imagine if someone was creating a brand new RPG system, but no one's doing that."
Yeah, it'd be great if someone actually would come around and do that, but I'm not holding my breath.
No, Jeremy is working on an RPG gaming system for your action figures, specifically right now for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, and maybe something else beyond that. Thank you, Jeremy. And we are all caught up on super chats, so I think that's good for questions tonight. We're a little bit over time, which is fine. It was a lot of fun. Great show. I did want to shout out Rebel 10 Customs real quick because she sent me this awesome soft goods overcoat.
Ooh.
For my Hellfire Club Mindbender. Not Mindbender. Help me out. Mind. Well, someone in the chat will say, not Mindbender. That's
G.I. Joe.
That's G.I. Joe.
Yeah, it's G.I. Joe.
Heroes of Content.
Mind. Jesus.
Well, let's just wait until you figure it out.
Yeah, but she did a great job. It's an excellent mastermind. Yes, mastermind. So thank you to Rebel 10 Customs.
Speaking of Rebel 10 Customs, continue giving that Rebel 10 Customs shout out. Rebel 10 Customs is the very talented Chrissy that did the jackets for the Joe Fest exclusive Sarge.
Yes, very nice. Too bad I'll never hold one in my hands and pose it around because I'll never open that box. But it is really
it does kind of suck. I'm like, wait a second, I made this really cool, awesome exclusive figure, but it's like, no, I get it, people. I get it. You're like, oh, it's only one of 100. I can't take it out of the box. No, you can.
Yeah, you
because
can.
You know what's cool is that the only thing that's keeping you from taking that thing out of the box is a piece of tape. It's okay to cut that tape on the bottom of the box, open it up, and pose it and play with it. You can keep the box. That's what the amazing part is. You could put the box behind it like this, but have it displayed out in front. It's okay. And you know what? If you want to sell it, okay, so you say, it was opened up and displayed. Okay, is that really going to hurt anything? No, it's not going to stop someone from buying it. Like, no, I want that Sarge. It's one of 100. Who cares? Guys, open it up. It's okay. Like, it is okay. Even the slammers.
I recommend opening them up. So even the exclusive figures, like my prototype set, the reason I open them up is to remove that piece of film because it looks all blurry when you have to look through that piece of film.
So the exclusive Sarge doesn't have the film.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for mine to arrive, Bobby. It's taken fucking months.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So, guys, you can cut that tape. It's okay. Like, I want people to do it. I want you to enjoy that figure. Take that thing out of the box. Okay? It's all right. It's all right.
All right. And then, great suggestion before we end it. Bobby should do a realistic modern cops and crooks. I would love cops and firefighters.
Great line. I know there's a company doing like small PVC figures, and I don't know who actually owns the designs for that because Hasbro did the line, but I don't know who actually owned them. But someone's doing little PVC figures out. It's like, again, great line. Would it really sell? How many cops and crooks fans do you think there are? Way less than Silverhawks.
All right. Michael Hinkson is inviting us to Reno. So when do you guys want to go?
Oh, tomorrow.
Tony?
Tomorrow.
It only takes like 3 days to get here to the States. So
About
Yeah, but
4
it's,
days.
it's on
Yeah.
the, it's on the West Coast, so it's one less plane ride he's got.
Yeah, there's that. Just fly to
Listen,
LA and
it'll
drive.
be great. It'll be great. We'll go. We'll be degenerates. The bunny ranch is out there. We'll just go and we'll spend 3 days and become shells of ourselves after the trip. It'll be great.
Speaking of the
Look
bunny
at
ranch,
that.
look who
Yeah,
showed
bunny
up.
ranch.
Got him.
Wow.
Damn, look at them all. Look at them
Man,
all.
thank you, Timothy Ward. Dude, Timothy Ward is so fast on that stuff, dude.
Ooh,
He is so fast.
love it.
All right.
And we just got to
Right. Right. I want to watch UFC.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget,
Ah,
link in the description below for 3POA merch if you want a t-shirt, mug, magnet, sticker, mouse pad. There's so many different items on redbubble.com. Link in the description below. Thank you all so much. We couldn't get to all your questions, but maybe we'll do a part 2. If you want to see that, let us know. Next week, are we doing a show next week? Our regularly scheduled weekend? Yes or no?
I won't be.
oh yeah, I can't. I'll be traveling. I'll be in New Jersey.
All right.
I am. Me and Grace are renewing our vows.
All right.
Why is
We'll
she
be back
doing
in
that?
2 weeks then. Later, everyone.